Before we get today's video started, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to Miami Dolphins Today. Listen, the bosses have told me we're 50 away right now from 17K subscribers on the channel. If we get to 17K, how's a watch party sound with Mitchell Rins over on the Raiders channel for week 3 of the NFL season? Hit that big red button, and we'll have a live watch party here on Miami Dolphins Today. All you got to do is hit that big red button. How's it going, Dolphins fans? RC Maxfield here for Miami Dolphins Today after a Week 1 victory for the Miami Dolphins up in Foxborough, Massachusetts against the New England Patriots 17-16. And we've got all the overreactions after Week 1 for the Miami Dolphins on today's video. But before we do that, get that fins up. Smash that like button after a Dolphins Week 1 win against those rivals in the AFC East. I know the Bills are the big ones, but it's always good to beat Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots as well. Smash that like button and type fins up down in the comments if you were excited about that Week 1 victory over the Patriots for the Miami Dolphins. Let's jump right into the Week 1 overreactions for the Miami Dolphins as when it comes down to it, really the big guy that I want to talk about is Jaylen Waddle. And I think he's probably going to be a part of the best rookie wide receiver class of all time. And let's put this out there. These are overreactions. But if you're looking at the top 3 guys in the draft from 2021 in terms of wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Jaylen Waddle, and DeVonta Smith, all of them balled out, including Jaylen Waddle, who had the lone touchdown pass in reception from Tua Tagovailoa, as Tua Tagovailoa did rush one in yesterday as well for 2 total TDs. But I thought Jaylen Waddle looked absolutely phenomenal. That Alabama connection is real. But looking at the broad scheme of things in terms of this rookie class, in terms of Jaylen Waddle, Jamar Chase, DeVonta Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner and former teammate of Jaylen Waddle, listen, they all impressed. And Chase and Smith were impressive in their debuts, much like Waddle. But when you look at what this wide receiver class was built upon, right? Jamar Chase had all that hype after sitting out at LSU that 1 year after winning the national championship. Jaylen Waddle got injured, unfortunately, at Alabama, came back and tried to play in the national championship game, and it wasn't a go. And we all know what DeVonta Smith did at Alabama as well in terms of winning the Heisman Trophy. This is going to be a historic wide receiver class. We've known that, but seeing Week 1 and the production on the field just secures that in my mind in terms of we are looking at the best wide receiver class, rookie wide receiver class, of all time in the NFL. It's just take your pick. Who do you like the most? And that's what I want you to do. Predict the future for me. Who is going to have the best career, and maybe let's cut back a little bit, best season for these 3 rookie wide receivers right here? You got Jamar Chase, type JC. I better see a lot of JWs down there in the comments below. Type JW for Jaylen Waddle. And then, of course, type DS for DeVonta Smith if you think he will lead the way in the rookie season for these 3 rookie standout wide receivers. Next up, the Dolphins have the best defense in the AFC. I know a lot of people down in the comments won't take this over as an overreaction. Well, a lot of people don't agree, but I'm right there with you now. I think this is the best defense in the AFC, and it's all predicated on the secondary. And the leader of that secondary, some might argue it's Byron Jones. I think it's Xavier Howard, right? He had a tremendous game yesterday, having that play and forcing that fumble and recovering it and basically ensuring a Dolphins victory up in New England. When you look all across this defense, right, there's absolutely no flaws. You can get to the pass rush, right, with Ogbo or Phillips, who even Bill Belichick himself talked about before the game in Week 1, where he's one of those guys where you're going to have to put 2 guys on him, and they did. They threw a lot of double teams at Jalen Phillips yesterday, including a couple where it was with the tight end, then he would run out, and then the left tackle and left guard would even come in and try and wreak havoc on Phillips. I think that says a lot about the rookie pass rusher and what kind of respect he has for one of the all-time best coaches. And when you look at the linebacking group, I love Baker, what he did yesterday, leading the way in tackles. Sam McLaughlin, really great as well. And then really the interesting part for me in terms of this defense was the safeties. New England went after the safeties yesterday, targeting them a multitude of times, and they came away really, really well according to PFF. So that's something to look at. And again, it was against a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, right? But this secondary is going to translate no matter what. This whole defense is going to translate no matter who you play. Big test this week against Josh Allen and the Bills, but if the Pittsburgh Steelers I mean, can stop them. Why can't the Miami Dolphins? Am I right? You tell me, though, are the Dolphins the best defense in the AFC? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. For me, I'm smashing that Y button right now after that performance in Week 1. Again, I know it was against Mac Jones and a rookie quarterback, right? But this defense does not have a flaw currently as it stands right now. Depth may become an issue if there is some injuries, but right now you don't have that issue. This defense is legit, and it could be the best in the NFL when it's all said and done this season. Shout out today's sponsor, Magic Spoon. If you love cereal, and let's be honest, I know you do, go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins and get $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. It's the best cereal on the market right now where it's not going to make you feel guilty, right? Some of these cereals that you loved as a kid, just jam-packed with sugar, and then you get that sugar high, and then you feel like you need to take a nap like you're in kindergarten, right? Magic Spoon's not going to do that. They're going to fuel you throughout the whole day with the protein they have in this jam-packed 13 or 14 grams, no sugar added, right? This is the best cereal on the market today. Go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins and get $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. My favorite, I'm in love with the Cocoa, personally. I love that song, and I love the Cocoa cereal that Magic Spoon's throwing out there. Be sure to try the peanut butter as well. Really got some Reese's Puff vibes on that one. But, again, go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins and get $5 off of your first order of Magic Spoon. Next up, I think Will Fuller and the addition of him on this offense will take this offense to a level that really the Dolphins haven't had in at least over half a decade. I think that Will Fuller being added to this offense could make the Dolphins a top 8 offense in the NFL. Now, yesterday, obviously didn't have him due to that PED suspension that ran over to this season. He missed Week 1. He will be ready for Week 2. Right? But yesterday, noticing some of the things in terms of the deficiencies in the offense, I thought Tua Tagovailoa did a good job in the intermediate routes in the short game. We've all grown accustomed to that, right? But if you can take the top off of the defense, you can really wreak havoc on NFL defenses, and there's no better downfield threat in the NFL just running that straight 9 route, right, than Will Fuller. He's right up there with DK Metcalf. I think when you put Will Fuller out there in the possibility of him just running a straight 9 route, right? A fly route right down the sidelines, he will take this offense to an elite level. This is something that Tua hasn't had since he was at Alabama in terms of having a guy that really can take the top off the defense. How are you going to guard this if you're an NFL defense? Are you going to guard against the long TD pass or the long gain against Will Fuller? Are you going to take the intermediate route away from Jaylen Waddle, maybe Mike Gesicki? Or are you going to try and take away Myles Gaskin? There's too many options right now as long as that offensive line holds, which I think it will. Had a little bit of deficiencies there on the left side with Liam Eichenberg getting his first start as a rookie on the left tackle spot, but Austin Jackson will be back for Week 2. I think that Will Fuller can just really increase the level of really dependability at the wide receiver spot for Tua going forward, but also take this offense to a complete level that, again, we haven't seen in over half a decade down on South Beach. I'm curious, though, what's your confidence level in Will Fuller this season? Scale it 1 to 10. For me, I'm probably in that I'm cautiously optimistic range, probably 6.5 or 7. It would be higher if it wasn't for all the injury concerns, but when Will Fuller's healthy, he is arguably the best deep threat in the NFL outside of maybe DK Metcalf, as I mentioned. But let me know down in the comments below how confident you are in the free agent wide receiver Will Fuller, who will set to make his Dolphins debut in Week 2 against the Buffalo Bills. Got to shout out today's sponsor of the video, BetUS. They have the best deposit bonus in the game right now on the internet. Don't even got to go check anywhere else because it's right there in front of you on the screen. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125, and let's say you put $200 down. They'll give you $250 to play with on the site for free, making your total $450. That'll last you all season long, and maybe even in some into next season. I put $100 down last season. They gave me $225 in terms of the whole total, and I still have some from last season. I'm still playing with it this season, and made a couple of good bets, including the Dolphins winning outright this past weekend. But go over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Dolphins125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. Trust me, it's the best one on the internet. And listen, Chat Sports, there's no better place to do it. So chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code Dolphins125 to secure your 125% deposit bonus. Let's have some fun with this last overreaction. The Dolphins are the best team in the AFC East, and some of y'all were saying that in the comments. I get it. There's a lot of fandom here, but realistically, looking at it from an outsider's point of view, people that don't cover the Dolphins a lot, I think Buffalo is getting all that hype, and rightfully so to some degree. Josh Allen took a huge leap last year, but what they did yesterday against the Steelers, I don't see why Miami can't do that, right, when it comes down to it. The defense is just as good as the Steelers. The offense, I think, could play just as well against them in terms of the Buffalo Bills. And really what it comes down to for me is that defense is the best one in the division, bar none. It really comes down to Tua Tagovailoa, right? What does this offense do, and what step does it take? Again, like I said in the previous segment, I think they're going to take that top 8 leap with Will Fuller as the downfield threat, something that Tua hasn't had as a professional, right? But the offensive line is going to be the big deal for Tua and that next breakout step. The defense will always be there to have his back, as we saw yesterday in New England, but I'm having them as favorites. I have them as favorites right now, currently today, to win the AFC East. But you tell me and let me know, should the Dolphins now be favorites in the AFC East? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I'm spamming that 1 right now. After what I saw yesterday up in New England, arguably the hardest place to win in the NFL. You do not win in New England when Bill Belichick is your head coach. I know they stumbled last year, but the Dolphins had a statement victory in Week 1, and I think they are the favorites in the AFC East moving forward.